Yeah. Greetings, family. This is Black Eyes TV once again in the place, and we have a special deal for you today, and it's called Total Exposure. And Total Exposure is going to give you everything about them, all the music and everything else. So this is going to be a wonderful journey while we are going through the music. So the one and only Miss Madam Jem, take it away.
Hi guys, I'm Jem. I'm the visionary of Total Exposure, part co-founder, and I'm here to introduce you to my team, and we're gonna get through some topics, and you're gonna get to know us today and what we do and why we do it. So I'm gonna introduce you to Jaisha first, or Cindy.
Hi, I'm Jaisha, part of the Total Exposure team. I'm one of the event organizers based in Birmingham, so big up the Birmingham crew, anyone who's locked in. I joined Total Exposure last year, and it's just been a journey. We've done such amazing things, and I'm just happy to be a part of the team. Can't wait to do more. Cindy.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our brand new live show. My name is Cindy Crome, and I'm also known as Miss Cromes. I am.
Oh God, we're going through that again. We're going through that internet and drop out. Don't worry. We've got another brother in the house. Oh, is she back? Oh, she's back.
I'm back, guys. I'm back. Technical difficulties right there. Yeah, where was I? So as I was saying, I'm one of the co-founders of Total Exposure, and I'm also an event organizer. There's a lot of things we've got planned, and I'm excited to share them all with you as we are a team. So, yeah. Miles?
I'm Miles. I'm part of Total Exposure and the sound engineer. And yeah, it's just that simple.
And as you know, my name is Terry Riggs, Mr. Riggs, and I'm just facilitating behind the scenes in making sure we get to where we need to be. So, before I even go off, I'm going to introduce the DJ.
Hey. Yeah.
What's happening? You all right? Butch Cassidy in the building. What's happening? Thank you for the invite. I'm here, listening pleasure, ready to hear everybody. So nice to meet you.
Okay. And
guys, tell us some random facts about yourself. So my random fact is the fact that I'm guaranteed to make you smile, and I'll give you abs from laughing so much.
Smiling now. My random fact is that I grew up in Antigua, so I'm an island girl, born and raised in London, grew up in Antigua, and I now reside in Birmingham. That's my random fact.
My random fact is in my year 6 leaving play, I had a lead role, and I took on a role with, you know, Joseph from the Technicolor Dreamcoat. I actually had the lead role, and I just didn't care that I was Joseph. All I wanted to do was sing. So, yeah, that was an experience.
I love that.
How do you all know each other?
Oh. That's an interesting one. For me, I met the beautiful Gems and Cindy when I got introduced to them by the wonderful Mr. Riggs, and I actually invited them up to Birmingham so that we could go and have a look at venues and stuff like that for the business. And as soon as I met them, like, we spent 2 days together, and we literally hit it off. From that point on, I think we've just been close ever since. So yeah, my good friend Miles, met him out, and it's so funny, like, I didn't even realize that Miles was part of the Total Exposure team as well. So I met everybody individually, not knowing that everyone was a part of the same team. So I feel like it was definitely meant to be.
Uncle
Cindy,
Miles.
Miles.
Oh, me. I ain't gonna lie. The way I met most people, I was a bit lean, a bit tipsy. So yeah, I met everybody up basically partying and enjoying myself and doing great connections.
Yeah. Miles picked me up because I was just standing like a plank of wood.
I'll never forget that.
Well, you
And I'm
can't be. She was there moving like plank, so you know she had to get pick up.
Okay. So yeah, basically, come on, let's have the introduction. We want to know what Total Exposure is about. Come on, Gems.
Total Exposure is an event company that we've formulated over the years, and we just like had so many creative ideas that we wanted to get out, and we were just like, you know what, let's do it. And then for years we just was like, let's do it until Nathaniel and Stella B, Nat Nine, for Alchemist, was like, I've got an event idea. Can you do it for me? And we was like, all right, yeah, let's do it. So we started off with Poetic Temple last year, May, that celebrates the lyricism of artists, especially for underground artists who don't really get recognized, but they've got a big following. So we started off with that, and we did about 3 shows over the summer. And then from there, I linked up with Terry and we did the Black History tours in the summer as well, the conference for Queen Diambi. And then Stella came with another proposition. She was like, I've got a space. It's in Brixton. It's a great location. And I was like, where is it? She was like, Rixie. They've offered us a place. And I was like, okay. She was like, so we sat down and we thought about ideas. And she was like, let's do something within music. And I was like, okay, let's do an open mic. And we was like, but how's it going to be different? And we was like, I don't know. So we went away and pondered on it and was like, I really care about artists who are developing and getting feedback and knowing how to improve. So we added in a panel of people who can help them. So like we have an artist manager, a vocal coach, and who else? A producer to help bring people together and work on certain things, certain areas. So that's how Out of Noise was birthed.
Gemma, what was your favorite Out of Noise performance? Like, which is your favorite so far out of Noise event?
Oh, there's so many. There were so many because everyone brings so much different content. Like on the first one, Lamb stood out for me, and Lioness, obviously. But Lamb's had this one poem and it just struck a chord. So I was like, yeah, I love this girl. She really captured me. Second one, we had Tasha Makeda. And when I say the live band set the bar, I was like, we've always got to have a live band from now on.
That was the first one that I attended. I loved that one. Like, the energy that was there on that night, I was like, yeah, I'm going to be at every single Out of Noise performance after that. The energy was so like. Cindy, what was your favorite one?
My favorite, do you know what? As
Once again,
Miles, which one's your favorite?
To be honest, I've not all of them have been different, and the live band, the poetry, depending on your mood, there's always something that speaks to you. So I've enjoyed every single one.
Okay.
Yeah, when I got up on the stage and did that little freestyle thing, and D7 just went and freestyled with me, that was amazing.
That was dope. You need to record that.
So, right, let me ask a question and putting it out in there because, you know, like the people want to know, you know, they want to know what the show's about, and we want the main details of topic itself in the form of a description so that the people have a clear understanding so they can see what they're getting. Gemma's just dropped out. This internet is doing nothing bad. But yeah, someone could give us a clear description of total exposure.
So in terms of total exposure, our vision is quite simple. You know, like we are all about supporting artists that are local, artist development, tips, things that, you know, basically we are a platform open for all creators. There is no judgment. This is a judgment-free zone. You know, we want to hear and see everyone as a creative share their talents. We, like, for me, strongly, I believe in supporting like one of your own, and support goes a long way, especially when you come as a unit as well.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
I agree with you, Cindy. One of the things that I noticed, like on the first show that I went to, and even though I was a part of the team at that point, this was the first show that I was actually at, and I think it was the first time I actually met like Cindy and Gemma, and I really loved the love and support that the people that came onto the open mic, people that came on to actually perform, the support that they got, and it felt like a real family, a safe place to really like open up about your creative. And it wasn't just music, it was a whole host of artists. So I really loved that, and I loved that it was different. Like it wasn't like your normal open mic and people just come in and that was it. It was networking, open mics, headliners, feedback. Like I'd never been to no open mic where you was getting all of that. So I really loved that vibe. So definitely for the people watching, once lockdown is over, definitely head down to the
hopefully
come to our next event for sure.
Mm-hmm. So in what we're looking at this precise moment, if there's anybody within the YouTube world that can actually rap, spit, sing, comedies, whatever, please come in if you feel like it, or email us. But yeah, continue, Gems.
Why do we do what we do, guys? Why do we do it?
For me, I love music. So another fun fact about me is that I actually went to university and studied music because I love singing. And then as I got older, I was just like, singing's not going to be the one that, you know, is so saturated. Sometimes it's about luck, but I still wanted to be a part of creatives, the music industry, and still wanted to be able to vibe with people on that level. So being a part of Total Exposure allowed me to do that. Plus the fact that I love doing events. So I actually run an events decor company where I go out and do weddings, birthday parties, corporate events, and being able to fuse what I do in terms of event decor and actually using and being a creative, not just doing decorations, but being involved in the music industry allows me to be able to fuse all elements of my creativeness together. So that's what I love most about it. That's why I do it what I do. That's why I go hard. That's why I travel all the way from Birmingham to London every single month.
That's love right there, man.
Yeah, so I love what Total Exposure do, and that's why I do it. Yeah.
Cindy?
I mean, I think for me, I've always been someone that's always loved planning. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be a gathering, it could be, you know, a party, it could be, you know, anything. Like I've always naturally loved planning and bringing people together. So I think for me, it's definitely out of passion because I enjoy planning. I enjoy doing events. I mean, if I go back, I mean, I studied music technology in college for 2 years, and then following that, I then studied media and events management. media and events management. And I learned quite a lot along the way, and like it led me to now obviously also release another brand of my own company called Chrome Enterprise, where I host different types of events, and I also basically do planning services, voice ads, hospitality services, and it's because I'm a people person. That's who I am. Like I love people. I love socializing, like in terms of, especially if we have like intellectual conversation.
Okay. So so basically, I just wanted to add into this, people, family, please share, like, and subscribe, because you know what, today it's not always about academia, but it's about having fun and enjoying ourselves by understanding what music is about and feeling that vibration of music. So she's back into the house. So continue what you were saying.
And then my love for music has always stemmed from childhood, as I have a musical background myself, where I started singing from the age of 6. And literally, I've just my whole life, like, music has just been so therapeutic for me. Like, I'm sure each and every person here can relate that to some degree. There's certain genres of music or certain tracks that we can feel and vibe with and relate to, and it, I can relate to a lot of, like, tracks in the world where I'm like, oh my god, I feel this way, but I can't even speak like that out in the universe. Do you know what I mean? But that's just the prime example.
Yeah, just to touch on what Cindy said, I love that, like sometimes I don't think we really understand the force of not just music, but creativeness, arts on a whole. How, as Cindy says, how music makes you feel when you listen to that certain song that takes you back to that place where you were happy or where you were sad, or that piece of art in your house that you bought it because it spoke to you, or that monologue that someone did that really touched you and brought you to that place. Like, arts on a whole, no one can say that they don't like some form of the arts. And I feel like that's why Total Exposure on a whole is so special, because it's not just music, it's fashion, it's art, it's events for all of those sectors. So I really love that. I really love that for sure. And everybody like involved in Total Exposure in some way or another are talented to the max. We've got singers, we've got producers, we've got sound engineers, we've got, like, in terms of, like, again, organizing events, like, the talent within Total Exposure is mad. So big up to everyone within the Total Exposure team who brings something. Again, Black Eyes TV.
Yeah.
A talent in its own, Mr. Riggs, the person who joins all the dots, who brings everyone together. No one can do it like Mr. Riggs. So I love, like, what we do and what we can bring to the table and what we bring to the world, for sure.
There are 2 other people that aren't in the live show at the moment, because they're watching us at the moment. They want to stay anonymous. But they're also the 2 most crucial parts of Total Exposure as well. You got Chiquita, who stays in the background, gives us all the feedback, and is our finance director. And Darren, who has been in events for a very long time. He gives us some wise advice.
Very, very wise.
Definitely.
And he's also someone who rigs up Carnival. So he's responsible for trucks and the speakers, the sound, how everything flows, the wires, the power bank, or whatever it's called.
Scratch.
He is the one. Yeah, he can make a speaker from scratch. He's also a DJ.
Anyone else can do that.
He rigs up everything, man. Sound man. And I know he's watching now. Hi.
Okay.
So a quick question. Sorry, Terry. There's some questions in the live comments, and I saw one popped up. Melaninated Goddess.
Yeah.
Big her up. She's always locked in. on the Black Eyes TV. So thank you, sis, for once again tuning in with us. How has things changed for them, meaning Total Exposure, since the lockdown, and do live shows on Instagram? So from my perspective, it has changed a lot for Total Exposure. We did have a few events that were in the pipeline. We had our next event for Terry Walker, which was part of our Out of Noise segment. International City Circle, so anyone who joins us on a Sunday, that's also part of Total Exposure as well. So we were having events in Birmingham that was supposed to go ahead in regards to that as well. And obviously that's been put on a hold, but we're really trying to bring new ways and fresh ideas to keep that going and allowing the people to really not forget that Total Exposure is there. So this is why we've brought this show to you, lovely people, on a Thursday evening, every Thursday from 9 p.m, so that we can stay current whilst we're not able to do our live events. We don't do any Instagram lives at the moment, but sis, we will start looking into that. Once we've got this Thursday night show up and running, we might look at streaming that on live Instagram as well, because we know that Instagram at the moment is popping. Anyone who's on there, they know what's going on. So we will look into that. But thank you for your question, sis.
Yeah, so as I was saying is getting into the nitty gritty of things and talking about artists and what are we trying to achieve. Let's give the public what we're trying to achieve within the music industry and giving the people a platform to perform. James, give us your views.
Okay, so I'm passionate about everyone's journey. So I love seeing someone from someone who just started and then they just blossom. I love seeing that journey, and I love being a part of that journey. So that's one thing why I love doing these type of event. And I feel like that in itself sets a bar for any other of our events that we do. Because it'll be that, but then we'll go into touring like to Birmingham, Manchester, and then spreading it around. So yeah, that would be my one.
Okay. Let's have an input from the DJ, because the DJ has been so quiet in the corner. DJ, man, come on, you need to have a little conversation here. What is your experience within the music world? Because people like to hear what you've done and what you're about within the music industry.
Okay, hi. No, it's good. Sorry, what was the question again?
I just wanted to give the public, as you're a DJ, what part you play within the music industry and what you do within the music industry and what brought you into it.
Right. What brought me into the industry was DJing. DJing brought me into the music industry, so to speak. Been DJing since I was a teenager, did the soundboy thing, proper string up set, and did the proper way and followed it through. But the industry came after holding a residency in the city, playing at Puff Daddy's launch party, and his official street team was in the building. And I was booked to play on the party, and I literally just went mad. I literally went mad, tore down the place, and they asked me to join the street team. And then working with them brought me straight into the record industry, and then so forth. And then I ended up having my own street team with TVT, Little John, and so forth. So I was in control of his street marketing team for Teja Moses, Yin Yang Twins. Yeah, we released many singles, so it's been fun.
Okay. You know what I'm gonna say, right? Give us a little insight on your skills, because the people want to hear them skills. They want to see a little bit of an insight. If you could just show them something that you do when you're DJing.
Did you hear the laugh afterwards? You didn't tell me you wanted me to have a little fling down. All right, you're funny with it.
The public can hear what the skills that you have.
I don't know. Pick a genre, man.
What
Something
does
old,
everyone
something
get?
new, and something borrowed.
Something old, something new, and then something borrowed.
Mm.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Wow, you just put me in that. Let's. Thank you very much, Mr. Riggs.
Go get it. Go get it.
Let's
Go get it. Go get it.
Tell me if this is loud enough.
And I don't really like typing. Baby, just FaceTime me. And I ain't talking about no iPhone. Baby, I got time for somebody. And I don't really let them brothers in your contact. Baby, I wanna make contact. I beg you, tell me how you got your bumper. Don't know what's contact. FaceTime me, girl, I'm trying to get tighter. FaceTime me and leave them phone outside. FaceTime me, we can't just be friends. So why you gonna FaceTime me?
I love it. Working much to really find me cool. I had a crush from ages, man. I've known this girl from school. The way that back moves make any brother turn fool. But you know I'm not a leaky, so I gotta play it cool. So when it's late night, hit me on the FaceTime. I don't want a voice call, I'ma hit the decline. Pattern up your camera, let me see you when your waistline. Even if you're no makeup with your head tied. Fresh up on the show, let me see you in the laundry. And you know that I've been waiting for you all day. Send me cake, show me cake like it's my birthday. And after that, I'm probably swinging you on.
I'm starting now. Put me off.
Here it is, the groove slightly transformed. Just a bit of a break from the norm. Just a little something to break the monotony of all that hardcore dance that has gotten to be a little bit out of control. It's cool to dance, but what about a groove that soothes and moves romance? Give me a soft, subtle mix, and if it ain't broke, then don't try to fix it. And think of the summers of the past. Adjust the bass and let the alpine blast. Pop in my CD and let me run around and put your car on cruise and lay back, cause it's a song. Darling, calling all night. I can be a fool when I'm being polite. Oh me, oh my. I know many women wanna be in my life. Oh me, oh my. Why can every woman end up being my wife? Even if she go away, 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 I'm a classic man. You can be me when you look this clean, I'm a classic man. Calling up me like a young OG, I'm a classic man. Your knees get me by the street, elegant, old-fashioned man. Yeah, baby, I'm a classic man. I burn through the hood like gold, when everybody feeling so cold. I cool like that King Crow, and I get a bit of my glow. I got charm like a leprechaun. TV like a diamond, and we don't live by the llama. Even if she go away, even if she go away. I'm so much baby, man, I can see I can still go. Don't be scared of that thing, y'all come close. You need to come over, bad man, we don't watch that. Even when we need to watch that, I got my gun on me.
If you ever need to shut down, one time for the rude boy, and you know that. Money down on a new toy, and you know that. I've been looking for you, baby. You need somebody wavy. 300 down on the red up on the whole thing. Young nigga getting me scared, it's not a joke. I'm that nigga in the wavy. These souls never about to play me. I'm in the whip for the thing, she a push party. But I'm on it, shorty a party. Come rock it down it, baby, I'm on it. Stop down in the morning, tell me you want it. You been fucking for a car, but I got no condoms. If my nigga on the low, we gon' get the condoms. This power we got the hoes, they pulling up on us. But still I'ma keep it low, cause shorty know I got it. Shorty know I'm on it. I know it's not too ghetto. I said I know it's not too ghetto. You better check yourself, respect yourself. You better move yourself because I blow for stuff. I'll tell you why there's no love. Simply you're not cool enough for what we have between us. Don't you know you lost my trust? Never gonna work. No. Baby, I know, say, it's no love from me. To be my whatever you do, it will come back to me. Tell you why we can't look up. It's because I have a problem.
Hey, we don't stop for long. What's the problem? Always the cream when it's starving. What type of woman is this? I used to support you, I thought you. Shoes from a lawn, Louis Vuitton. Animals on back and jewels in your arm. Mommy is nothing to make moves with a dawn. Only a big fish, little falls in the palm.
Just one later, mama, don't you let it's just you only makes you wanna go now. Can you try to tell me what makes you choose her? I just when I think you give it up, it's too good.
Okay.
All I can say, nothing else to gain. I'm never gonna see you. You made it do me right, so long I can maybe anything other night. I'm seeing you. Oh.
Okay.
You
Okay,
decide. You
You don't got to tell me when to stop, you know. I'll keep going.
It's your love, you're juggling me, I'm young, right? You want it. I can follow it.
Yeah, it's dropped out, but you know, let's just talk about. Let's get back to the action.
All right, let me just thank everyone hitting us up in the comments. Thank you for showing your love.
Definitely.
Really appreciate it.
I was dancing here. I was like, what took me back? I was like, hey. I was having a vibe. I've got Instagram Live on as well. So thank you for our Instagram Live guys who are tuned in as well. So thank you.
So Gems, in your continuation, we have one of our beautiful artists in the back in the back room who's going to be coming on. Just give us a little detail on who may be coming on in a little bit.
So when you see this person, you will be like, oh my gosh, what you say is so powerful.
Yeah.
Like when I heard him, I was like, my God. And then the love that he shows afterwards, and then if you ever connect with this guy, he will promote you to the fullest. That is how much he shows his love, and I can't express how much I love that. And he's just such an amazing person. He just makes you feel safe when you're around him. And he's got a way with his words as well.
His energy is crazy. Yeah, can't wait to have him on, guys.
Okay, so in terms of total exposure, where do you think we're going to carry this? Because we want to make sure that we do this by the way, this is going to be happening every Thursday at 9 o'clock. So if there's any artist out there or any comedians or anybody that wants to have a platform to come and perform, this is the place to be. So
right here.
So if you feel that you've got the fire within your voice, or you got the fire within your jokes, please come on. But how can they reach you if they need to reach you, if they want to come on?
Contact us through social media, Total Exposure UK. Contact us through our email, Total Exposure UK. We're going to change that though. It's going to be info@totalexposure.com or .co.uk.
Okay. So let me just give a quick little ad break for the family out there. Tomorrow we have a guy called Julian Hall who has Ultra Kids on, and we're going to be talking about Ultra education. So all the people that have got kids out there, this is where you can turn your children to becoming entrepreneurs. Then on Saturday we have we're talking about the media. So we're going to have different medias in the house talking about where should we take the media? Should the media be our voices? Then on Sunday, we have the International Sister Circle at 5 p.m. and to the American audience at 12 p.m. So we're going to be talking about quite a few things on that day. And then we have a special guest on Monday and Tuesday, but I will do a reveal for the Monday one, something to do with colors and something to do with matrix. If you know what I'm talking about, you will get it right. So that will be on the Monday. But every Thursday, we're calling out all artists. If you think you've got it, what it takes, come on board and spit your fire. And especially DJ spinning his turntables right now, But Gems, take it away again.
Who's coming up now to spit flames? Are you prepared? I
am.
Get your ears ready.
I am.
And listen.
You know what? We're gonna. You said you are right. We're gonna put you on the spot.
Oh my gosh!
Exactly. The people of performance. Butch, backtrack.
Who?
What? Who? What? What's going on? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm so confused.
Someone's gonna skate. Someone's gonna sing.
We're
gonna have Gemma as the backing singer.
Oh, okay.
We're ready for it. Come on.
Another time. People, if you want to hear something from one of the team members here at Total Exposure, you have to come back. We're not giving you all that fire today. Come back next week and maybe we'll have something for you there.
Okay, family, hear this now. If you feel that you want to hear them sing, please press 1.
Nice.
Please press 1 if you want to hear these ladies sing.
We want to see in the comments. We want to see in the comments.
Just for the record, I don't sing.
No one wants to press 1.
No, they have to do the thumbs up.
Oh yes, we got one already. One was here. Two people.
Oh
so far.
God.
If we get 5 people,
No.
you're gonna have to sing. We've got. Oh my
Hey,
God!
hey, no,
1,
you don't
2,
count.
3, 4, 5.
Oh wow, we're getting thumbs up on Instagram Live as well. Wow.
One people.
Instagram Live as well.
Yep, 100%. You gotta spin it. You gotta spin it just to give us a little verse.
Blue Jaisa, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're,
go
the,
girl.
Yeah.
you're the backing singer. Come on.
I'm shy.
Play the beat, Butch.
Huh?
Play the beat. Play that beat. Play that R&B beat.
What's happening?
Oh, it was just yeah. Okay.
Waiting for it. At the end of the show. The end of the show.
You can put your head down like a glass door. You can go to smoke, baby, run the window. Girl, I know you from somewhere, baby. Really, I'm lying, don't you know? I just want your number, baby. I'm seeing them looking at done for, cause people know the answer. You better 0790 me, 0790 me.
I don't know, start singing my crumpy voice, you know. I'll start singing. You hear Mr. Rick start singing. They don't want to hear my voice.
Okay, let's go.
Hold on, I think I got one. All right, we gonna cover it better than that.
I said, introduce our guest. Okay.
The music's too loud. You have to turn it down. No one can hear us.
All right. Let's for a second. Yes, yes, family. I know you enjoyed it for a bit, but yes, we have a special guest in the house. And Gems, would you like to introduce the special guest?
The guy with the purple tie.
Hi. Hey.
Hello.
Oh, where's he gone?
Hey.
Hey.
Can y'all hear me? Can you see me?
We can.
What's
Yes,
up?
we can.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Yay! Welcome, welcome.
And he came in the suit.
Thank you.
Yes, with the purple
course.
tie. Big yourself.
Always got the
Represent,
purple
you know how it is. Yeah.
Love that.
Okay, so are you gonna would you need a backing track or would you like to freestyle? What would you like to do, my brother?
I've already got something. Yeah.
Okay, but before you do that, Gems is going to ask her questions on
Please
certain
do.
things and then fire away.
Please do.
Oh, I, I meant to ask questions.
Yeah, hey, ask your questions.
um. Okay. Why do you support us?
The real question is, why not? I mean, when I first came to Total Exposure and Out of Noise, the one thing that I didn't see that, well, I've been to a lot of open mics, and the one thing that I saw that I've never seen in other open mics was having the industry experts, having that kind of feedback, and the environment is always amazing. Like every single time you go, it never changes. There's always, support. There's always a high level of energy and high level of talent, and as well as room for growth. And it's all love. So why not? Why not support? Total Exposure.
Mm. Love that.
Love that.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
And then another question of mine is, I'm thinking on the spot here. What makes you write the way you do?
It's a mixture of things. So when I first started, it was actually the case of I was in a writer's block. So I was working on and I still am, to be honest, working on a novel. And I hit a point in my life where that had to be pushed back a lot. And I was in a really frustrated space of time in my life. And I read something that said, if you want to escape, they call it the inner policeman. If you want to escape the inner policeman, you have to write anything and everything. So it started off as a diary, then it just, I don't know, I write off the top of my head anyways, and it just started off slowly as a poems and, poem a day, and it just spiraled into where we are now.
Oh, you're just giving me a great insight.
Love that.
And what I need to do with my writer's block.
For real.
Thank you. Because I felt like I freestyle a lot, but then I'll stop a song because I can't think of anything. I get writer's block. It's like I've got so much in my head, but I just can't get it out.
I have the same thing as well, and sometimes they do say to leave it, let it breathe, and then return to it. But a lot of times when I do write, it's like that thought that you get late at night that you have to write down. So if I leave that one, I will never get it back again. But if I've written a good section and I'm stuck after that, then I can return to that and let that breathe.
Yeah. How long have you been doing this for?
So I started the brand nearly 10 months ago, so in July, and I've been performing just under that, so 9 months, 8 months.
What made you want to start actually performing what you were writing?
So when I was writing all of these pieces and all of this work, I was just thinking to myself, so at that time I was what's called a page poet. So, and I was thinking, it's great as a page poetry. It's great to post on Instagram and social medias. But this type of poetry was written to be performed. And then I had to also get out of my comfort zone. So it was the case of I had to search for open mic nights, and I knew if I didn't push myself to go, I would procrastinate. So it kind of, I had to cut all of that noise out, and just attend all of them and do what I could.
And how often do you find yourself performing on a monthly basis? Do you try and hit as much open mics as possible, or do you have a few that you stick within?
So when I first started, I didn't plan nothing out, and to be fair, I was in the mindset of if I don't keep myself busy, I would then procrastinate. And at the time, I was unemployed, so I had the freedom to, roam free. But then when work started and other things in my life started, I had to then reevaluate how many I was doing. So at first, I was doing maybe, I was nearly four or five in a week, and then I had to scale it back down. But I go to as much and as many different ones I can. And to be honest, I think there is still some on my list that I want to hit, but I've been to a lot of them as well.
Yeah, I love that. Just to give a big up on Instagram as well. So guys, we're talking to the guy with the purple tie. Check him out on Instagram. Beautiful, beautiful poet, spoken word. Check him out. We're currently Black Eyes TV. So come over there and join us there. Like, subscribe, share with your people, on Instagram. Yeah. So should we get into hearing some spoken words, rap?
Let's do it.
Poetry. Let's hear a word from the guy with the purple tie.
So this piece is a piece called Untitled Love Letters Part 1, and it's part of a trilogy. I remember the day clearly. Everything changed, though I met her, felt numb. Though I remember the intricate, intimate details of that very day. I remember the taste of the air. It was different, colder and slightly bitter. I replayed the cold touch of the pole I clung to on that day. I guess it was my way to cool the pain in my brain. I remember the light shone blindingly brighter. The sounds around me still linger and echo in my brain. They wake me at night. They say, when something significant happens, it's carved within the brain. For me, I guess it was the day that you left. And I guess it was inevitable, like the end of a game. When it happened, it was like the bang of a gun before the bullet hits you. But for me, that bang was on an infinity, strung on a loop of forever. They say, all good things must soon come to an end, though that beginning wasn't long enough. Everything feels like a blur, twisted and contorted into one hazy vision that's on a constant loop in my brain. You slipped out of my hands like liquid butter. They say too much butter isn't good for you. I never had too much of a sweet tooth, but with you, I guess I savored you too much. I guess I thought if I savored you, you would last forever, but reality slapped me in the face that very day. I woke and you were, well, gone. They say you learn from your past, and that pain is never forgotten, however long it happened. Maybe that's why I shut down, desensitized my heart to not feel a thing within it. Sure, it's probably why I've written more, since writing has become my relationship. And question is, will I feel again? But one thing is for sure, that smell, that taste, that sight and touch, never again will I fall into. Peace. See, the guy with the purple tie, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
there are some people online who did ask a few questions, like how long have you been doing this? I think Jaisha posed that one, but there was another one. What's your favorite topic to write about?
Oh, that is a really, really good one. And the best answer I can give, in all honesty, is all of them. The only reason why I say all of them is, I mean, there are topics which I'll never ever touch, or you will very rarely see my brand doing, which was one of them I did break, but it's only because we're in the season and it was coronavirus. Another one is usually I don't write about politics, because I am not delving into that sea. There are poets who do it very, very well, but it's not for my brand. But and the one other one, unless it's my own religion, I will not write about religion. So other than those points, I usually just take a word, I take a phrase, I take a topic, and I just run with it.
Just to touch on what you said it's not your brand. What is your brand?
That's another good question. My brand is the guy with the purple tie. It is See That's the Written World. The idea of my brand is, when it first started, I wanted to have the idea of changing the world, but with one word at a time. So the one thing that really stuck out to me when I first started was that people on an infinite influential stage can literally change the world around them with a few or one word that they say, and that has a lot of impact already, whether it's negative or positive. Usually it can be negative, but it varies. And I thought well, as a poet, as a storyteller, as a writer, I don't want to be. I want to when I speak and when I share certain topics and certain words, I want it to impact the world around me, but for a positive way. So if they can change the world with one word at a time, why can't I? Was the whole idea of that.
I love that. Changing the world one word at a time. That's
Yes, indeed.
Inspiring, isn't
wow,
it?
that's beautiful. I love that.
Hmm.
So what's next for you then? What's once we come out of this lockdown, once we're back into the world, the society, what's next for the guy with the purple tire?
I mean, lockdown hasn't stopped me. I mean, yeah, it hinders a lot. Like, this is very weird for me right now, but it's still a very amazing thing because regardless of, like, it kind of, it has you thinking, because I'm a very extrovert person. Like, for me to be on lockdown, I can handle it, but it's still, it can be overwhelming at times. But for me, I've channeled my energy at the moment on writing more, on trying to find creativity in any way I can. So I've been doing the National Poetry Writing Month challenge, which is to write a poem for 30 days, one a day. That holds me accountable and still, exercises my creativity. But with regards to after this whole lockdown epidemic, for me, I'm going to be working on more of my YouTube side of things. I'm definitely going to be going back into open mics and events because I have dearly missed them. Total Exposure being one of them. I'm going to be, yeah, just creating and writing more and trying to release new things, trying to experience and do new things. I'm forming a team behind me slowly, so that's another exciting thing. But yeah, it's going to be good.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
I do have another question.
Please do.
How were you as a child? Because you come with some fire in your words. How were you as a child?
These are very, very good questions. Let me have a think how to give a very good answer as well. I mean, so for me, I was born in Ethiopia. Came over here when I was about 3.5, 4, around that age. And for me, I still actually remember struggling with reading and writing. Like, as funny as it is, that was one of the few things that I really struggled upon. Because at the time, my native tongue was my first language. But over time, I was, educated here. I did my schooling here. And I guess, yeah, childhood was great in my time. I mean, I'm just looking back at my siblings now, and it's like they've got all of this Xbox and all of this technology that I actually never had. Like, I remember still now, like, we had the very basic version of a copyright PS2, which barely worked. So most of the time we would be playing out. So I guess it was a great childhood. I can't really complain about it. Yeah.
I love that. So is that what inspired you to write the way you write now?
Yes and no. So I did take upon some things from back in the day, childhood. I guess a lot of it as well nowadays is as well inspired by things I experience. I found that I write lately a lot more on relationships. I don't know if it's quarantine messing with my head, but like I do take a lot of one of the reasons as well that I actually do go to open mic nights and events is that when you go to an event, whether or not you perform, you still take away a huge chunk from that event in the sense of inspiration. So if you're ever in a writer's block, if you're ever in that kind of predicament and writing anything is not working for you, go to an event because 9 out of 10 times you are going to find that you're going to have a word or a phrase or a line from somebody's poem that's going to spark your creativity. And even while you're on lockdown, you may be thinking, oh, but I can't go to events. Purple Tie, what the hell are you talking about? You can go to online events. There's so much connectivity that, nowadays they used to say that, being social on socials is very hard to do, but now it's very easy to do because we're all at home. We've got all the time at the moment. So might as well utilize it.
It's true. It's true. Is anyone else on the team? I'm talking a whole heap tonight. I'm just on one. Anyone else on the team got any questions for the guy with the purple tie?
Cindy?
In looking, yes, in looking at your spitting and your fire, where do where do you pull your resources or influences from to inspire you to where you are now?
Great question. So a lot of my inspiration, some of it is very environmental based. So it is what I am around constantly. It is actually what I am hearing. It is through sometimes music, sometimes through media. Sometimes I'll watch a film, and there'll be a very gripping aspect or theme within a film. But 9 out of 10 times before quarantine, especially, a lot of my inspiration was actually drawn from poets and open micers that I saw. That even the ones that sometimes they go on for the very first time, but it's so raw and so meaningful what they're talking about that alone sparks creativity within me. So it's all of various things, as well as you have certain influential poets who, like for example George the poet, who I do also grasp some inspiration from. But it varies a lot of the time.
We have a question from the comments. What's
Yes.
your favorite color apart from purple?
I mean, black, but mostly purple. I mean, I am very, very biased by that color, and there is a whole aspect of reasons why I do actually love that color as well. But yeah, so I can't betray my purple. I have to wave that flag right. I see a second question as well, if you wanted me to answer that.
Yep, go ahead.
So it asks, Melanated Goddess asks, who are some of your favorite poets? There is a whole amazing list of influential poets that I love. So on the scene that I can think of, so off the top of my head, there is a collective called Flow Poets, who reside in I think it's East London. It's at the Flow Vortex in the Hideaway. So there's Miss Yankee, there's Just Ori. I've also got some American poets who I've recently connected with, which are there's a poet named by the name of Frizzy and Lethal Poet and the writer Quanubian. There's also just so many local, small poets who are still trying to up their game and building themselves as poets, who maybe have gone for the first time. They are also my favorite poets, because them going on stage for the very first time is a very powerful thing. But there's a long list. Like, we'd be here forever if I was to recite all of them.
So I was going to ask, have you got some more lyrics and fire for us? Because I'm just feeling, I just want to feel some more dialogue to put into my mindset. So I want you to spit some fire for us.
Yeah, definitely.
If you guys want it, I've got a plenty, of course.
We'd love that.
Yeah.
Let me see what I can give you guys.
Let's close the show with a poem from you, and then
You can
indeed
give us one more, but just give us a special one at this moment.
A special one. Okay. No pressure. I'm just having a look at my list. Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna give you a piece called I Like You.
No, you shouldn't have.
I like you. I like that I like you. I like that I liked you, so that maybe you could like me back too. We've become infused in a like loop, where liking has become mindless, where it's easy to like but hard to say it. It's convenient to tap a button to appreciate. See, When I saw you, I liked you. I was scared to speak up and out. My like culture has too much clout. My head was filled with too much doubt. I forgot I wasn't the wear your heart on a sleeve kind of guy. I was the make your sleeve out of your heart kind of guy. And this kind of guy can easily like and maybe on rare occasions say, my guy. But that guy was unable to speak to her. This guy was too caught up to get caught in her heartbeat with her. See, her drum beats different than these social media clout chasing streets. Now, let's get it straight from the jump. I don't hate the liking system. I hate the mindlessness to it. And I'm not saying you can always comment, but let that be the first thing you go to. It's fine for us to be on socials, but we still must be social on socials. I mean, what would it look like if we were on the street? Walk past and hit the like button without losing a beat? Nah, my guy. 2 + 2 = 4, so do the quick maths, my guy. Speak to her and like her things after the fact. Don't get caught slacking for like culture. That's a fact. Now let's take it back a bit. I liked her things, then she liked mine, then I liked her some more, and she did too. Then I commented, "This is amazing. Keep up the good work," and she ghosted. She was too caught up in the like system that it's not okay to talk publicly in the comment system, but even the system is broken for to express words is well forgotten, feels foreign. Though if you went to different countries, you wouldn't use the same money nor the same tongue to roll your R's and cross your T's. So if you adapt to those worlds, then why not to these cyber worlds? If we commented more, it would reach out more positively, and positive these fake social media wars would cease to exist. But we must start now and here. Don't just mindlessly like and comment. You hear? I like you. I like that. I like you. I like that I commented and stopped that cycle. I hope you can break out of that like cycle too. Thank you. PC, the guy with the purple tie.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you very much.
Like and share this. Please love, like, and share this. As I say once again, this is an advert. This is an advert for you to understand what's happening tomorrow, the day after, and the day after that. So today this is Total Exposure, and we're going to be doing this every Thursday at 9 p.m. sharp. So if you're an artist or you're a comedian or you have anything that can be in forms of performing and you feel you've got what it takes, please come on board. So tomorrow we're going to have, as we call, the Ultra Kids with Ultra Education, talking about turning your kids into entrepreneurs. Saturday we're going to be talking about the media and much more about that with HMP TV, is it called Soapbox, and a few other medias. And then on Sunday, once again, it's for the ladies, 5 p.m. Do not miss it because it's gonna be big. You know, we're gonna have a lady straight from Canada, and she's going to be spitting fire for our ladies. Then on Monday, as I said, we've got a special guest. And I say Matrix, and I say Pill. And then I'm just giving it away for what's going to happen on Monday. But there is more to come every single day, as much as possible. And just in one thing, I'm just going to explain. Sorry about yesterday, because we were supposed to have Bill Summers, and we had technical problems, but he will come back. But if you look into the archives, he's given us something to display to the general public, so you can just check it out, like it, subscribe it, like as you would subscribe this channel right now. So family, continue our dialogue.
Can we have DJ Butch give us a few tracks just to
put in the vibes?
Yeah, get us in that vibe.
You send me the location, then I'll be right there. When make her come check you, my baby. No time, no. My dog is on probation. Another 5 years. You bring girl to this location. No time, no.
Send me the location. This year about vacation, flight catching, train taking. Shooting my nigga off probation. The boyfriend's on a waiting thing, looking for one wish on a Ray J thing. I prayed that girl, outrageous thing, but she can't see cause I got shades and thing. Bad girls wanna throw shade and thing, no shade, but shade is your foundation. Darkest grey, the shade I'm in. 49 more if your babes wants it. I had me a famous thing, goals and things, gains and things. My house party, a babe station. Girls wanna chase us a status thing.
Send me the location, and I'll be right there. When I come check you out, babe. No time, no. My dog is on probation. Another 5 years. Bring girl to this location. No time, no.
She did go down like it's to me. She did go down like it's to me. Me, that me, which girl would do what she do it?
Oh, fire, light you up like fire. You charging my rider, I let you admire. She's sending emojis in the evening and in the night. My one and only, you be gleaming up in the night. I wanna change you, they know they hate you. As soon as you came through, if you started looking everyone's face, then I watch you go down, little lady, do a special lady. Go down, little lady, do a special. You could see that upscale. Couldn't do that often. It was all upscale. I couldn't feel your baby.
She did go down like it's me. They go down like it's me. Me, that me. Which girl would do what she do it?
Can you tell me the whole story? Me and you are making this story. My girl, check out your yeah. It's all over city past on me now. Oh, nana. Watch me one on the floor now. Hey, I say, oh, nana. We're killing it on the low now. Yeah. And I wanna change for you. Do anything for you. So as I come through. See the look on everyone's face. They all want me. Go down like a lady do. A show lady. Go down like a lady do. Special.
I'm trying to get paid, take money, cash checks. You see the set, that's Lash, that's Dex. Young C, Young Shorty, Milcavelli. White bricks, True Religion, on the telly, it's me. Wiz got the house full of freaks. That's why I haven't been around for a week. I'm getting pounds in my sleep. I'm at the top of the mountain, it's peak. Bring it back before the villain. I had a life, real talk, true religion. It's in the blood, in the jeans, in the stitching. Walked in, no weapon, made a killing. Tongue kissing, pretty women. New iPhone cause I'm done with all the bitching. Trying to be in my position. Keep my shades on cause they're trying to see the vision.
Tell me bad man, see I need your love. See I need your love. Me need you close to me. Me tell I say me, oh stay on the road. Bad energy stay far away. Make you stay far away. Just give me love for the night. Give me love for the night. Yeah, waste no time. I do the dance for you. Running up fast for you. I'll be the man for you. Do what I can for you. Ain't gonna dance for you. Running up fast for you. I do the dance for you. I've been so far with this shit, so far. Had to run a mile on a bitch, run around. Oh, you know it is what it is, yeah. I gon' let you walk me through the crib. We got the models and the crystal. Flexing on you niggas, cool, we rich now. We got the models and the flexing on you niggas who we rich now.
Hey. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Baby.
Amelino.
I don't know what you came to do. I don't know what you came to do. I'm the one they hate the truth. I'm the one they hate the truth. How would they play with you? How would they play with you? It's funny what that paper do. It's funny what that paper do. Cause now we go love to the bank. I'm at the bank. I give her good till she blanks. I give her good till she blanks. The Lord is dead to me. God bless all my enemies. Hey, greatness is a trade. They knows that that trade be if these won't be traded. Hey, be not in on my name. Not in on my name. Okay, so not in on my name. Not in on my name. Okay, so I'm not in on my name. Not in on my name. Damn, they put me on. I don't know what you came to do. I don't know what you came to do. I'm the one they hate the truth. I'm the one they hate the truth. How would they play with you? How would they play with you? Raise the bar, then I raise the roof. Raise the bar, then I raise the roof.
Last night in Paris.
Oh, like her breathing up on, now she wanna blow my trees. Let's have a party, don't you know about the team? Paris living is a dream. Plus in the summer, seeing, looking at her, they never lie. I can tell she from my right. Been a soiree, I think I'm living a dream. Flashing in the magazine. Yeah, pull up to the soiree. Yeah, Lambos and them Rorys. Yeah, pull up to the soiree. Yeah,
some of them UK flavors.
Yeah, pull up to the soiree. Yeah, I think her name is Charlie, and she popped them. Now she acting crazy. Yeah, she see me to Casey. Yeah, roll like her, breathing up on. Now she wanna blow my trees. Let's have a party, don't you know about the team? Paris living in the dream. Cause in the summer, seeing, looking alright, they never lie. I can tell she from my right.
Okay, Butch.
I think I'm living the dream. Fashion
Yeah.
You let me know when to stop, you know. I'll keep going.
I know.
This is that.
Butch. Nice one. Nice one, Butch. I hope you enjoyed it.
Giving me joke.
Yeah. Please like and subscribe because it is today of fun. We're supposed to relax, enjoy ourselves, and and soak in the music and listen to the lyrics that the people are giving us. As we're asking for many artists to come in, for weeks to come. I'm asking you to. What is our email, by the way?
info@totalexposureuk.com.
Repeat it one more time.
info@totalexposureuk.com.
Gems, what is our Instagram?
info@totalexposure.uk.com.
Cindy, what is our Facebook?
Our Facebook is Total Exposure UK.
And how are we going to find Butch?
Right here, every Thursday.
Right here.
Hold on.
Yeah, you got to unmute.
Yeah.
At Butch Cassidy, BUTCHKASSIDY, K for Cassidy, and you'll find everything: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, playlists, mixes, Mixcloud, SoundCloud. If you want to hear some mixes, it's all there.
Okay.
Blessings.
So, Madam Gems.
Yeah.
Is there any forms of more details that you would like to give in understanding what total exposure before we roll out?
Okay. This platform is not just going to discuss music and that. We want to get into sharing details of events with you guys and giving you slips, tricks, and tips. And we also want to share like our music, our personal music. Like next episode will be on that, talking about music. We're going to be talking about music. We're going to talk about UK British music and American music, because we like to mix the two together. Mix and blend.
Okay.
And most importantly as well, like as Terry said, anyone who wants a platform, anyone who's an artist in any form, anyone who's doing fashion, anyone who does poetry, spoken word, vocals, if you're a singer, like just hit us up on our socials, on our Instagram,
actors as well.
Actors, actors for sure. Comedians, yeah, please.
We want you all to jump in. We want to expose y'all to the world.
Hit us up. And we'd love to have you on the show to showcase what you do. And definitely, let's make this something to rave about.
A platform to perform, to entertain, to give the viewers what they want to see here.
Yeah, definitely.
So, you know, this is Total Exposure, Black Eyes TV. Was it Crown? Come on, Crown.
UK.
Sorry, Crown Jewels UK.
And Chrome
Enterprise.
Chrome Enterprise. This is a music household, and you know, we come as a collective because unity is key. By coming together, you become a powerful force. So, and understanding that, this is where we're at. So that when we do come out of quarantine, I hope to see you at the big events because they're going to be phenomenal. So we're going to show you all different artists and different things while we're in quarantine. But when it comes to the events, we need you there. So in saying that, as I said once again, look out for the shows in the next 7 days because we're going to be doing it every day. And watch out for this show, which will be every Thursday at 9 p.m.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So please share, like, and subscribe to all the artists, all the actors, all the comedians. We need all of you on board this show at 9 p.m. So I'm going to say goodbye from me.
Bye from
me.
Peace, I'm out. Thank you very much for the invite.
Butcher's going to read us out of a tune before we cut off.
Hey.
Thank you guys for coming.
Go
and
Butch.
watching us.
Strike that tune for us, Butch.
Feelings, so the same you like me. You push on my anxiety. Feeling, I'm back to the feeling. When I'm back, you can't breathe. Boy, it feels like to me. Ooh, I'll never get over you. I like you.